Right, Meolale. By the special grace of God, if you could Prophet GIDEON ISAH or GIDEON on Shodumi Nagwagba. Abo Igalamela or Dolu local government, precisely Kojokuta or Dolu, Babamishi, Abo Jokuta Ishe or Dolu, Igalamela or Dolu local government. And Malabimio, and I was born and brought up in Ida local government. Yes, right from the onset, I think my birth is more of a prophetic birth. Let me use that term. I was giving birth to at a crusade ground. I was giving birth to at a crusade ground. I was born on the 6th of June, and in the late 90s. So I was giving birth to Mama mi Nyefumi Laloto Kadwa. During the program, a crusade that happened with a man of God, a German evangelist called Reinhard Bonnke. I was given birth at the crusade ground, and that was how the name Gideon came, a man of God. That is when the name Gideon came from. So my bimi also Ikele Babamina Shukola, he was working in Igalamela Odo local government as a director of admin in the local government. So in Najaka, and I enrolled into St. Augustine Nursery and Primary School in Najaka in 2001 to 2003. So Kaki Angoida. I continued my primary education in Agape International Nursery and Primary School in Ida, Oshana Agape from the year 2004. Oshana Agape from the year 2005, 4 till 2000 I think 2008 or 2009 precisely, and I had my first school leaving certificate, and then I went to Trinity International College, Ada, where I had my SSC, my senior school certificate examination, or Trinity International College. And after my Trinity International College, I sat for my WAEC, and by the grace of God, I also sat for NECO. By the grace of God, God helped me, and I came out with an outstanding result of 6 A's and 2 B's. And by the grace of God, it was one of the best results in town then that God helped me. So after that, I sat for JAMB, and after Kulafi JAMB led Kokpa. I applied for medicine and surgery, but my biological father wanted me to become a medical doctor. But you know, it is for a man to say, but it is for God to act. So it was the saying of my father and his own expectation for me to become a medical doctor. So I applied for medical doctor at the University of Nigeria, Nsukka, and I chose Polytechnic, Federal Polytechnic, Ida Science Lab Tech. So I was offered an admission to study medicine and surgery in UNN in the year 2014. So by the grace of God, I did my first year in the university studying medicine and surgery. Although I was a child minister, I arrived from the age of 7. From the age of 7, I'm already a preacher. I preached the gospel at the age of 7, and I was doing it with school, till I finished. So even when I was in the university, at my under level, I was still in the campus fellowship. So, but the call became too much. Because during the time of university under level, where people are going to receive lecture, I'm in the campus fellowship, always on the mountain praying, and I saw that I cannot manage these 2 strict calls. The call became too much, and I was at the program one day with my father in the Lord, Senior Prophet Jeremiah Motofufeyin, the Senior Pastor of Christ Medicine and Deliverance Ministry from Warri Delta State. That I should answer the call of God fully. That was how I left the university, and I came to answer the full call of God. And I came into Lokoja in the year 2017. I came to Lokoja in the year 2017, precisely September 14th. That was the first day I came to Lokoja to do ministry. So before that day, I was preparing and praying, and I was on a 40 days fasting and prayer on the Ayo Babalola mountain in Ekiti, we shall seek the face of God on that mountain. So Kaku Wow Awashane in Lokoja in the year 2017. So that was my upbringing, and presently I am a student of Federal University Lokoja studying geology. Thank you so much. Yes, we give God glory. Ogbodangba is, we say, let God take his glory. It is all about God and God alone. It's not by power, it's not by might, it's not by my muscle. Ministry have not been easy. Let me say, by manpower it's not easy, but with God it's easy. Because the Bible says with God all things are possible. So by the grace of God, ministry since 2017, this is our 3rd year of full-time ministry in Lokoja, and by the grace of God, Ojodom Abuashi, and by the grace of God in Kogi State, we are one of the top 3 biggest church in Kogi State for now. In Kogi State as of today, in an interval of 3 years, I think the first, if you count 2 to 3 churches with the biggest auditorium and membership and soul winning, we are one of them in an interval of 3. So we are ranked by the grace of God the fastest growing church in Kogi State. By the grace of God. So God has been so faithful. We have a church in Lokoja, opposite Total Filling Station, Gadumo, Lokoja. And we have a church in Abuja, opposite Blazango Plaza, Kubwa, Arab Road. So the Abuja church is a subsidiary of the Lokoja church. The Lokoja church bet the Abuja church. But for now, the Abuja church have more of my concentration because it's a newborn church. Thank you. As a matter of fact, you know, every new level attracts new battle. And every man on a journey of destiny should expect that even the journey of destiny is assured. God will tell you have a good destination, but not a smooth journey. So the children of Israel saw the promised land, but they did not see the Red Sea. So everybody sees the paparazzi side of ministry and they don't see the challenges. And it has not been easy preaching this gospel, especially in this part of the country, where you know Kogi State is a cycle. The part of the country where we come from, by the grace of God, we are not from a majority part of the country that we have our state and our speaking people in many states. We are Kogi and we are one. I don't know if you understand. So it has not been easy, and one of my greatest challenges have been battles, and one of my greatest fights have been people that are so-called pastors. Because the enemy of a pastor is a pastor. The enemy of a banker is a banker. So there are people, it's not everyone carrying the microphone that is a pastor. There are people that the devil is using them in form of a pastor to fight the church. And it has been one of my greatest challenges. So I've encountered a lot of battles, I've seen a lot, and great men are known by the skies that they're. So I have seen a lot of challenges and battles, but by the grace of God, God saw me through, and I came out victoriously. I think preaching this gospel, there was a time there was an accusation that my power is not from God, that I'm using extra power, that I bury something on the altar. It led to them scattering the altar to make sure they see if I buried the human being, because there was a rumor that I buried the human being. They scattered the altar and water gushed out from the altar. There was a water that came out from the rock in Lokongoma. We have all these things documented. So when the water started coming out, there was a woman in the church here. Her menstruation was not flowing for 4 years. She took the water, swallowed the water, and drank it. Immediately her menstruation busted in the church from the altar. Water has no enemy. And that was how I was vindicated. Even the people they used against me, the government they used against me, today the truth came out, and we are all good together in the States. In terms of satisfaction, you know, one of my greatest drive is passion for the work of God. If it was to be left for the satisfaction of what me want, if my passion for God is not the love for God and it's money, I shouldn't be preaching, because ministry is not a money making venture. If God did not call you and you call yourself, you will suffer. But when God calls you, He provides for you. So if it was from you that which one do you want to your own advantage, that is not God that called me, I would rather want to be a medical doctor and be practicing in the US and be balling like my classmates and my friends. Because me, I cannot ball like my friends because I'm a pastor. There is something you will do now that will leave you. There is where they will see me now, they say you again. And you know, I'm a young man too. And as they born on, they born me too. So I need to, you understand? So if it was left for me, I would have loved to be a medical doctor, socialize the way I want, because I'm not an introvert, I'm an extrovert. I socialize a lot. So I'm on media. If you're around me, you should not be a media person. So I would like, if it was left from you, and if it was money that was my drive, there is no money in ministry. The time that you will spend pursuing Jesus, genuinely, you won't have time for yourself. There are times I will not sleep in my house 3 nights in a month. I'm propagating the gospel all over the world. So left for me, if not for the passion that I have for this work of God, I would prefer being a normal person practicing medicine and doing my business, because by the grace of God, I'm business oriented naturally. So I could have preferred that. Thank you. I am satisfied being a prophet of God. I am highly satisfied because Jesus, which is my passion, have made provision of everything for me. The Bible says, Matthew, seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all other things. So the function of my seeking his kingdom has now become an avenue of my satisfaction. So if I am not satisfied, then it means I'm not seeking the kingdom. So the function of my service to the kingdom have guaranteed my satisfaction, either materially, physically, and spiritually. So I'm satisfied in Jesus. Thank you very much. The drive of the extension of providing and the humanitarian aspect of my ministry, the drive, number one, came from God. The Bible said, and Jesus fed the 5,000 people. He preached to them and he gave them food again. And you need to know that that is a total show of kindness. People came to preach, and the same people that came to preach again are supposed to be the one to give you food. You now become the one to give them food. I took that drive from there, and that humanitarian aspect of me is a replication and what I've learned from my father in the Lord, Senior Prophet Jeremiah Motofufeyin. He's the senior pastor of Christ Mercy Land Deliverance Ministry, and by the grace of God, he is a man that his life has been impacted upon me positively. He has impacted me positively, and Senior Prophet Jeremiah Motofufeyin has a foundation called Jeremiah Motofufeyin Foundation that impacts lives all over the world. So he is one of my greatest motivators. He's one person that I took this giving aspect of it. There are times in the church we give the whole offering to the less privileged. There are times in the church where we empty the church accounts to pay school fees of orphans. By the grace of God, I have a foundation, Heal a Mother Foundation. A lot of you might have seen the foundation on the media, you might see it on Insta blog, Tunde or not, and you don't know the owner. By the grace of God, I am the CEO. Heal a Mother. Heal a Mother Foundation, by the grace of God, we have taken a lot of mothers from the street to an accommodation. We have been able to buy food and distribute to the less privileged anonymously. They don't even know I am the owner. It's today now that Kogi people know that I'm the CEO of Heal a Mother Foundation. And it is Arise Igala magazine that is making the world to even know that I own that foundation. If not, I have been doing it because I am not doing it for public accolade. And we are not even getting funding from any government organization. No politician has ever funded us. Are you getting my point? God has been our major source. And I would like to let you know that because of that drive which I have from Jesus and my Father in the Lord, we have not even started. Because a lot of souls are still yet to get to. There are some people that it's not the preaching of Jesus they just want to hear, they are hungry. There are people that when you give them food, they give you listening ears. So we are praying for God to enlarge our coast. That's why we need partners. Those that are watching us to partner with our ministry so that we can get to the people. We are like a bridge between you and the people. You need to thank God for where you are today because your present level is somebody's prayer point. When you partner with us, me, my ministry, and my foundation, I now become a bridge between you and the people. And whenever you want to pass a message to the people, are you a businessman, a politician? We can be your bridge between you and the people, because the people listen to us more than you as a clergy. As a politician, by the grace of God, as far as Kogi State is concerned today, if you're a politician and it's a statewide, the Kogi State people listen to some of us more than politicians. So we are a bridge between the people and the government. So when the government partner with us, individual partner with us, company partner with us, you will see reflection of your partnership on humanity. Thank you. My message of hope to the younger generation is that they should keep believing and they should keep working. I don't want anyone to be idle. Anyone that will come across this video, anywhere you will see it, idleness is not good. Even the widow that Elijah met and she was hoeing, the husband died with a debt, she had a pot of oil in her hand. So God add to the available. A non-moving bicycle has no stamina. When a bicycle stands and it's not moving, it falls. So the younger generation should have the entrepreneurship mentality. White collar job won't pay again. Look for something to do. Start something. Become a CEO of your own. Utilize that phone in your hand. That phone in your hand is your shop. That phone in your hand is your plaza. That phone in your hand is your venue. That your WhatsApp status is a shop. Look for something. Don't say you don't have capital. Go and look for someone and help them to market their thing. Bring customers and get a percentage. You have gotten. And whatsoever you are doing, add God. Have you started a small business and it's not moving? Add God. Do you need prayer to see that it opens? By the grace of God, I'm open. You can contact me anytime. I will pray for you. Start something, let me pray for you and see what will happen in a few months. You will know that God is on his throne. So my advice to the younger generation is to keep believing in God and still keep believing for a greater Nigeria. Because I see a greater Kogi State. I see a greater Kogi, I see a greater Nigeria, and I see a better Nigeria. That is my message of hope to the young ones. And to the leaders of Nigeria, my advice to them is to keep believing and keep doing the right thing. And let them maintain integrity and dignity. Integrity is doing the right thing when nobody is seeing you. When nobody is watching you and you are doing the right thing, that is integrity. And you should not know, you should also not forget that what comes around goes around and what goes around comes around. And whatsoever a man do, karma doesn't take dollars. If a politician, politize well. If a leader, lead well. If you don't lead well and you don't politize well, karma doesn't take dollar. It doesn't take bribe. It doesn't take dollars in Ghana must go. It will definitely come to strike and you cannot dodge from karma. So if you're a politician, politize well and we are sure of a greater Nigeria. You are welcome.